Hey everyone, as always, I hope you're doing wonderful. I wanted to take a moment to talk about what's coming up on June 17th. So a lot of people are familiar with retrograde, and a lot of people don't really like retrograde because oftentimes it entails a lot of change, a lot of chaos, a lot of electrical problems, and people tend not to like it, whereas I, on the other hand, like retrograde. So we're coming into a retrograde that I wanted to talk about. Saturn has a retrograde that's going to be entering Pisces on June 17th, and that's coming up pretty quickly. So Saturn retrograde refers to a phenomenon where it appears as if Saturn is moving backwards in its orbit, as we see it here from Earth anyways. It doesn't necessarily mean it is going backwards, but that's how it appears. The retrograde motion occurs when a planet seems to basically reverse its usual direction in the sky. And during retrograde, the energy associated with Saturn themes are things such as discipline, responsibility, and structure. And also, it's a time where people usually become more introspective and more internalized. And it's often seen as a time for reflection, reassessment, and working on personal growth, which is something that I talk about quite often. So Saturn is a significant planet in astrology, and it's associated with various themes. I talked about it on other videos, and it has a lot of different qualities. For one, Saturn symbolizes discipline, responsibility, and the ability to endure challenges. And we know that a lot of us are going through some challenging times right now. And it encourages hard work, perseverance, and a structured approach. That's something that helps with achieving goals. And also it's associated with authority figures and leadership and the ability to take charge of situations. It represents the qualities needed to hold positions of power and responsibility. It basically represents structure, order, and the establishment of rules and boundaries. And it also governs institutions and systems, and basically the organization of society. And it's often also associated with something I talk about quite often, which is karma, because Saturn is considered a karmic planet, symbolizing the consequences of past actions and the needs to learn the important life lessons that come with it. That's something I talk about all the time, is karma, because I believe what you put out, you get back. So I don't believe in coincidence. And it brings a sense of accountability and the opportunity for personal growth through basically doing your shadow work and facing challenging times and overcoming obstacles. Also, Saturn is connected with the concept of time, with Chronos, representing maturity and wisdom that comes from experience, which we get over time. It reminds us of the importance of being patient and long-term planning and delayed gratification. So basically, setting goals and intentions and then seeing them through. Also, Saturn can bring a sense of limitations and restrictions and obstacles. That's the one that seems to be something that people talk about often. Because it urges individuals to work within boundaries and face the realities of life. But also, if you look at it another way, it has the potential for growth and achievement through discipline, again, through structure. And Saturn is also associated with father figures. And we have Father's Day coming up this weekend. And the archetype of a father. It reflects the qualities of authority, like I was saying before, responsibility, and guidance. And these are some of the core representations and influences of Saturn in astrology. But remember that the interpretation of Saturn's influence, honestly, it can vary depending on the placement in the birth chart, its aspects to other planets, and the individual's unique circumstances, because they're all different. In astrology, the concept of Saturn and its retrograde motion, it's often associated with the notion of karma, like I was saying, the belief that our actions have consequences and that our experiences are made up of those consequences. So it's something to definitely think about. So, you know, there's a lot of other stuff associated with Saturn, but that's just a little bit about this Saturn retrograde that's coming up. And again, I think I already said this, but don't confuse this with Saturn's return. It's not the same. That's something that is a different thing. I'm not sure if I've talked about Saturn's return, but before in other videos, but typically they happen around the ages of 28 to 30, 57 to 60, 86 to 88. Basically, these are like important milestones in a person's life. I remember those numbers from an article I was looking at earlier. So they just had those listed as key points of dates or ages. I keep saying because I don't know what else to say. So I guess I'll end this video here. It's an individual walk, you know, so some of these, how you apply them might not be the same as how someone else chooses to, but there's no wrong way. Your interpretation is your interpretation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, you guys. Take care. Peace.